Welcome everyone to 12 Acres 80th Anniversary Annual Meeting. My name is Lynn Watts, and I'm the director of 12 Acres. Can you all hear me okay? Everything good? Okay. We're here today because 80 years ago, during the depths of the Depression, 5 courageous women decided to open a home for Christian Science children in San Francisco on Pacific Avenue. The organization that we know today as 12 Acres was established in September 1932 as our children's home, and it was there to meet the needs of children in need, orphans, and foster children. Our children's home was founded with the support of Frank Gale, who was a Christian Science teacher and a student of Mary Baker Eddy, who was from the Bay Area. 10 years later, after the founding of the home, they outgrew the home that they had in San Francisco, and they moved to the 12 Acres estate here in Los Altos, and that's how we got the name of 12 Acres. That was in 1942. After our founding, 12 Acres served the Christian Science community as a foster home, as an orphanage, as a summer camp. They cared for children during World War II who had or were recovering from polio. They cared for children whose parents were serving in World War II. They served in many different capacities to help children during those years, all the way up through the late 1960s. And then in the 60s, 12 Acres sold the estate and bought a wonderful campus in East San Jose on Mount Hamilton to care for people with adults and children with developmental disabilities. So they cared for people in that campus on Mount Hamilton of all ages, from babies all the way up to the very most mature seniors with all sorts of mental needs. Developmental needs was just part of their mission at that time. Then in 1995, 12 Acres sold that campus and moved into homes in the community in the Santa Clara Valley. We now have 4 homes in Sunnyvale, in San Jose, and in Campbell. And the residents of those homes are from all over the United States and Canada. And we currently have from 4 to 6 residents in each home. One of those homes, by the way, is Lily House, which is the home that we have our 80 for the 80th campaign to help us by the end of the year. So we're looking forward to that. We currently own one of the homes that we have, and we are looking forward to getting a second one. Anyway, we appreciate your support of that campaign. We have a special guest to help us celebrate our 80th anniversary and our purchase of Lily House. Our former board member Jill Grimes is here, and she's going to give us a lecture today. Perhaps some of you didn't realize that a lecture can also be a celebration. In this lecture, we'll be celebrating the rewards of listening to God. Before Jill's lecture, Christopher Wright, our board president, will report on our progress this year, our finances, and how our 80 for the 80th campaign is going. And then I'm going to tell you about how seeing each other as God sees us brings healing to the residents of 12 Acres. We're also going to be celebrating 2 of our board members, one of our most dedicated staff members, and a resident, all of whom have really helped to bring a healing influence to 12 Acres. Before we continue, please take a moment to be sure the ringer on your cell phone is off if you have a cell phone with you. Thanks. Christopher Wright, our board president, is also the head of his own education nonprofit foundation. It's the Coria Foundation. Christopher has been a steady guide as we have navigated the challenges and opportunities of the last several years, and we're very grateful for his help. So Christopher will now give the board report.
Thanks, Lynn. And thank you all for celebrating our 80th year in the healing ministry of Christian Science. How's my volume? Can you hear me in the back? Good? All right. Well, over these 80 years, as Lynn described, 12 Acres has evolved to meet the needs of Christian scientists in different ways, and evolution is still very much a part of this organization. Today, 12 Acres has before it one opportunity to grow after another. From the acquisition of Lily House, to accepting residents from out of state, to opening a day program, opportunities to be stronger, to expand, to heal. 12 Acres is on the move, very inspiring. So let's give thanks to Lynn and the entire 12 Acres staff. There's been so much individual healing and improvement among the residents this last year, including a greater engagement in conversation, increased calmness, improved willingness to care for oneself and follow rules, greater ability to walk, more appreciation for fellow residents, improved willingness to accept changes in a routine, healings of not feeling well, pain, injury, and sadness, increased engagement, greater desire for independence, more smiling, and more hugging. As for the board, we're known to smile and hug also. I received and got a couple yesterday at our quarterly meeting. There are 9 people on the board, and I'd like to introduce them. Could each of you stand when I say your name? Susan Brewer, our Vice President from First San Mateo. You? No? Thought she was going to be here, I guess she isn't. Jean DeBolt, our Treasurer from Santa Rosa. Linda Grazer from First Menlo Park. She's also on our executive committee. And Andrea Mood from First Los Altos, one of our 2 parent members. Also on our board, but not able to be here, are Clint Tobias from Wilmette, Illinois, also a parent member, Lisa Ritterbuck from First San Luis Obispo, and Corinne Klein from Second Berkeley. She's our secretary. And brand new to our board is Michael Reynolds, also from Second Berkeley. Are there any past board members present? Could you please stand? Oh. Jill Grimes, our lecturer. Thank you for your service. Oh, and Manya. Manya in the back. She's standing already. Next, I'll read a brief report from our treasurer, Jean DeBolt. We are so grateful that our fiscal year, beginning July 1st, 2011, and ending June 30th, 2012, saw income of about $1,670,000. Our expenses for that period were about $1,630,000, yielding an increase of about $40,000. This was achieved by very careful management of the expenses by the entire staff and by the marvelous support of the field, evidenced by about $770,000 in contributions. If you have any questions about our finances, please see Jean. In this 80th year of service to the cause of Christian Science healing, as Lynn mentioned, we have the opportunity to purchase one of our homes, Lily House. To make that purchase, we needed to raise $200,000 for the down payment. So we started our $80 for the 80th campaign, which is still very much underway. To date, we have raised $118,000, and we have 8 weeks remaining. We are very grateful for the generous donors who have pledged a total of $65,000 for a matching grant, potentially doubling that amount. We are thankful for the generous contributions that we have already received from individuals, churches, and foundations. We still have a ways to go, and with that in mind, there is a basket in the foyer if you'd like to make a donation. To qualify for the matching grant, donations need to be received by December 31st. Home is very much the dearest spot on earth, as our leader says, and we are very excited about the prospect of making Lily House our own. A very progressive step indeed. Thank you again for your support. As for starting our day program, where we would be providing the formal education and training for our residents, that is still very much a priority for us. And our acting program director, Linda Babcock. Linda, where are you? The hand went up. There you go. Along with our former program director, Lisa Volnago, have spent countless hours working on all aspects of the day program's design, including many technical requirements for such an operation as required by the state. We're very grateful to them for laying the foundation for what we expect will be a wonderful blessing to our residents and eventually the community. The only challenge has been in finding a location for it. We're currently in conversation with a potential landlord, and we'll keep you informed as to our progress. We very much appreciate your prayerful support for this progressive step. Thank you all again for being here today, and for your loving support of 12 Acres Healing Mission.